Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Who Bulletin, a live Doctor Who show here on this channel where we talk about the latest Doctor Who news and reviews and all that sort of lovely stuff. Before we get into the news, which there is quite a lot of news, and it's a bit of a special episode today, as you might have seen in the titles, so that's quite fun. Before we get into all that, let's have a little bit of a read through of what you guys have been saying so far. Cheeky little welcome to the Underhenge, Dr. Master, Mr. Scarlo, Vander's Who, or Vander's Who, sorry. Liam Hickey, welcome to the stream so far. If you're here, say hello. I will say hello back. That's how this works. That's how an exchange works. And that is what I intend to do here. So, welcome to the stream. Today, we have a lot to talk about. Welcome, Neil. We do have a lot to talk about, and we're going to talk about it imminently, basically. So what have we got to talk about today? There is news. We have a brand new thing to talk about, which is the main story, which is, of course, the memory Tardis, and how that is incorporated into Season 1. And we're not just doing theories and talking. Disney have released a teaser trailer, and they made a little bit of an editing mistake, which means they might have just revealed something that was supposed to stay hidden to do with the memory TARDIS in Season 1. Very interesting stuff, and very, very exciting to keep an eye on, but we'll talk about that all in due course. We've also got some brand new Radio Times covers to talk about, which look incredible, promoting the new series of Doctor Who. And we are going to do the Hoodles that I've missed, because people in the Discord server have been trying to get me to do the Hoodles, and I have not been up to date with them, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to go back in time a little bit, if you will, and check out the Hoodles, have a go at them, see how bad I am at them, and then, yeah, and the final thing is, today is the 29th of April 2024, which means it is exactly to the day 11 years since I made and uploaded my first ever YouTube video, Minecraft Episode 1, How to Survive the First Night. It's a one that I look back on fondly. It's the start of the whole YouTube thing for me. And it's super exciting to see how far we've come, to see that we're still making content. Maybe it's not the same, maybe the channel's changed quite a lot over time, which it has, but this is a very exciting time to look back and reflect. So if we get a little bit of time at the end, we're going to be a bit nostalgic and go a little bit down memory lane, which is the plan. Head back in time again a little bit and check out some older content. But yes, welcome to Just Alexa, Doctor Who's Magical Entertainment, Rebellious Projects, Mark Fernkopf, Adam Hassel, Mr. Scarlo, etc. And, oh yeah, new books as well. And also the premiere happened, the press screening, launch of Season 1. With, I believe, the first 2 episodes, but it might just be the first episode. And to celebrate, we do have pot pies today, ladies and gentlemen. We have pot pies. So we're going to start with the Hoodle, because I will forget if we don't. So let's do that right away. So we're not wasting any time. Okay. So, the Hoodle. If you're not aware of, pardon me, if you're not aware of what the Hoodle is, basically, it's a little thing that's been popular on Twitter, particularly popular in our Discord server. But we, basically, it's this website. It gives you 5 images every day, and to guess in the least amount of images possible what episode of Doctor Who you're looking at. So this is very niche. I am gonna guess. I'm gonna guess for this one, Father's Day. Come on. I thought the quality of it looks very Series 1. And I know people disappearing and getting eaten. So that's only going to be that or Fear Her. But Fear Her was just kids. This one's easy. That's Deep Breath. I have a guess for this one. I do have a guess for this one. Oh, this is just incredible. I'm on a roll today. It's from the funeral scene at the end. I remember there's a shot that pans down from the ceiling. It's a lovely set. Very, very nice. I'm on a roll. Can we get another one? Let's Kill Hitler. It's the opening. The cornfield. Oh, it's not! Ooh, okay. I've been humbled. I'll take that humbling. It's got to be series 1 to 10. I'm feeling maybe Vincent and the Doctor. Yes. Okay. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, definitely that era. Dalek. Yeah, come on. Power of 3. We're racing through them. I mean, what? Can't actually see what that's supposed to be. I don't know what that one is. Actually. That's a hard one, that. I'm going to say Sleep No More, because it's got that weird glitch across the screen. Okay. We're just too good at this. Midnight. Easy. Easy. This is ridiculous. World Nothing Time. I have done a few of these in the Discord server recently, so I do know that one. I knew that one anyway. This one is the Halloween Apocalypse. Because that's the garage where the people are in at the beginning, I think. Welcome to the stream. Magician's Apprentice. Fucking Witch is familiar then. Yeah. Okay, we'll do all of them from this month. We missed out a little bit. 100 years later. This one was in the Discord server, and I can't remember what it was. Bad Wolf. Fuck's sake, yeah, Bad Wolf. That's Matt Smith era. Oh no, Big Bang. Yeah. Next Doctor. Easy. Easy. Difficult. Woman Who Lived. No. I knew it was something I didn't really recognise. Timeless Children. Oh, no it's not. It's... Oh, that makes sense. Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah. I remember this one because it was a bit of a... It's a really good starting image. It's Planet of the Ood. This is Smile. Family of Blood. Yeah, easy. Doomsday. Come on. Bells of St. John. Oh. I'm using Clara's House. That's a cheat. Crimson Aura. Of course. Father's Day? We've already had Father's Day, don't we? But I'll try it again. Fucking... End of the World. This is me being full nerd now. This is me going full nerd. I'll rattle through this month and I'll be back with you. Below the Lake. No, Under the Lake. No, Before the Flood. Oh, In the Forest of the Shite. Easy. Should be. What the fuck is it called now? Invasion of the Cybermen? No, it's not that, is it? It's called something else. Age of Steel. But it's not called it. What's the first part of Age of Steel? Season 2, Episode 6. 4, 5, even. Rise of the Cybermen. That's it. Why did I forget that so easily? Ears of Light. Clever one, using the crow, but you're not getting me. Fires of Pompeii? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. 11th Hour, maybe? Yeah? Hellbent. I know that soup anywhere. Okay. I don't know we were going classic with this shit. Okay, well, you've caught me out there because I have no idea what that is. I have no idea. Is that classic? Or is that... Yeah, it must be classic. No, oh, no, I know. Hang on. April Fool's Day, 1st of April. It's got to be a daft one. The Curse of Fatal Death. You fuckers. Yeah, exactly. Right, we've done the entirety of this month now. I don't think any of you can complain. Rattle through that. There's a new one of these every single day. And we do them over on our Discord server. So if you are interested in joining, you're more than welcome to. There's, you can hop in. Great little community of there, people who talk about the daily hoodles, have their own little things, usually around midnight. I don't know how you guys are awake at that time, but you guys can have a crack on that, have a bit of fun with that, join the Discord server, and yeah, play along with other people, see how well you do, compare it to each other, and of course, being in the Discord server, you do get notified whenever we go live here on Twitch, or when there's a new podcast episode out, or when there's a new video of some sort. So yeah, it's a good place to be. Welcome, Jeremy Duncan. We have news. Let's talk about the actual news then. So, oh my god, this week has been hectic for Doctor Who news, because we've actually had like our first Doctor Who leak that I am actually kind of interested to talk about, because we're not talking about someone stalking like set reports and all that sort of thing and following the production everywhere. We're not talking about that. We're actually talking about the something that's actually been in the trailers, that has actually come out in the trailers, which is kind of crazy, can't lie. So we have a shot of from a new trailer which was released. So the original shot from the trailer, from the Disney Plus trailer, is this here. You'll remember this one quite well. We did a sort of breakdown of it here on the Who Bulletin. We also uploaded that breakdown onto YouTube, so you might have seen it there. If not, go and watch it. It's a fun one. So the original shot is here. It is in space, and we see Shooty in the Tardis. He is sort of leaning out and screaming sort of into the void. A really cool shot. A lot of excitement behind that, right? But what we had here was a brand new shot from this trailer, which looks slightly different. Now, a lot of the eagle-eyed people here will be able to see a couple things. One, the planets in the background. The planets from the first trailer where we saw the planets dissolving in sand of some sort. So we definitely know the sand or dust is going to be part of this finale somehow, probably used by whoever the villain is. But here's a different TARDIS interior. It's pretty much the same shot. Of Shooty screaming into the void. We can't see much too clearly on this because it's just a screenshot of that YouTube sort of advert, and it's quite low res. But you can see a sort of big roundel in the background there. You can see a sort of TARDIS console on the ceiling. You can see a few things on the floor, and the colour scheme as well. And the colour scheme itself matches that of the memory TARDIS from the 60th anniversary special mini-series that went onto BBC iPlayer here in the UK, which featured past companions. It's a great little mini-series, and it takes place in this thing called a memory TARDIS, where people appear and are able to sort of make amends and talk about history and all that sort of thing, and reminisce about the stories they were part of, as a cool little way of bringing back old companions aged up without making them a massive part of a story. And it's really cool set. They take loads of different elements of old TARDISes and sort of whack them together. Loads of inside references and jokes and all that sort of thing hidden away. Obviously, we've got Geordi's TARDIS here in the middle of the floor. We've got Tennant's TARDIS at the back there. You've got an old 80s console there. Capaldi's on the side here. Matt Smith's up here. You've got like the Togglephane and Affairs up there. You've got handles. You've got the jukebox from Shooty's TARDIS potentially. Loads of different monitors and screens and all that sort of stuff. Basically, any old props they had lying around in the old storage, they have just thrown it in this. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous set. You've got the roundels from Jodie's TARDIS. You've got potentially a roundel from the new TARDIS, interestingly, as well as this panel here, which looks like it's from the new TARDIS. We've also got loads of old-style roundels, Tennant-style roundels at the top here, and a sort of TARDIS... Is it a scanner? I can't remember exactly what it's called. But yeah, that's from the Hartnell TARDIS, and then the roof has got its own sort of Hartnell-style TARDIS as well. Now, if you look at that again, that is 100% the memory TARDIS. And that appeared in a recent trailer. Not only that, but it did also appear in a recent TikTok version of the same ad, which gives us an even closer look at the TARDIS, and you can see so clearly that the only sort of key difference here is they got rid of Jodie's TARDIS on the floor. But we have Shooty screaming into space, same shot as before, but that is 100,000,000% the memory TARDIS, right? And we're going to talk about what that means in just a minute, but it's a very exciting prospect for starters. The fact that they're hiding stuff in the trailers is great. I love that. Doctor Who has got a keen history of doing that. All the way back in Series 12, you might remember, they actually edited out Sacha Dhawan from all the trailers. There were shots from the opening episode, Spyfall, where Sacha Dhawan was in it even before he was revealed to be the Master, but he was in those shots as part of the TARDIS team. But they hid him. They CGI'd him out. But yeah, they did it for the specials. They had the shot of Ncuti Gatwa saying, "What the hell is going on here?" with a sort of cloudy background, and we know that in the final episode he was actually stood right next to David Tennant saying that. And then the other thing, obviously here as well. So we've got the original shot from the trailer, and then the shot here of Ncuti screaming into space, but with the memory TARDIS in the background. Given that the memory TARDIS is a really interesting plot point, and the fact that Mel is in the fucking background is a massive indicator that this is the real background that they were trying to hide, which I love, because in the main trailers, the big Disney trailers, we've got the replacement TARDIS in the background, the Ncuti Gatwa TARDIS basically, whereas this is using the memory TARDIS from Tales of the TARDIS, which is really interesting. Now I want to go back and rewatch some of that memory TARDIS stuff from Tales of the TARDIS and kind of work out what it is. Russell did say at the time that the Tales from the TARDIS miniseries would actually make a lot more sense after season 1, so we assumed we'd get something, but not actually in the memory TARDIS itself. Really, really cool to see this being part of a bigger plot point. We know the memory TARDIS sort of picks people up and takes them on board as they're sort of... We don't really know, do we? We've had lots of different interactions with different older versions of the Doctor that may be split and bi-regenerated, and we're not going to talk about that because I know a lot of people were talking about that. It is worth noting that the whole memory TARDIS thing was a thing before we knew bi-generation was a thing, so bear in mind that we were completely accepting of it then before that and had older versions of the Doctors. We don't need to be doing this whole thing with the outrage. We don't know what the case is for this yet. Hopefully it'll not be that whole every Doctor is split thing. I don't think it will be. I think that was a one throwaway thing that Russell said in that commentary. I genuinely don't believe that that's going to be a big plot point. The memory TARDIS itself, though, I think would be really, really interesting, and I'm interested to see how that's going to play into it. We've got Mel here. My theory is the Doctor and Mel are from the finale here. The sand is taking over the planets. We have a shot from the trailer where you see the dust sandstorm coming in over London, and you see Ncuti and Mel, or the Doctor and Mel, sorry, on the bike driving away from that sandstorm. Now, what if they don't succeed? What if they get taken by the sand, and what if they wake up in the memory TARDIS or something? In another universe or something like that. Who knows? We still don't know what this memory TARDIS thing is yet, but I kind of love it as a plot point. I love that we took something kind of wholesome and just accepted it as, oh, this is a nice wholesome thing that's technically canon, but not all that sort of thing. But yeah, but I think it's kind of fun, and I think that's... Tales of Tardis was announced after the bi-generation leak thing. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, in theory, yes. Like, they obviously filmed the bi-generation sequence and all that sort of thing as well prior to Tales of the TARDIS coming out. But what I mean is like, as a community, even though that had like leaked, we didn't associate it with that. We didn't be like, oh, we didn't see like an old Colin Baker or an old Sylvester McCoy and be like, oh no, they're gonna bi-generate every Doctor. It's like, obviously that's the kind of implication, but I don't think they're going to make it a big plot point. I think people do get very iffy about the bi-generation thing, and I can completely understand, because it does mess with sort of the history of the show a little bit, and I completely understand that. But give it a chance. Let's not focus on that, because the fact of the matter is it might not be that. We've got Ncuti and Mel trapped on another TARDIS in the middle of space, a TARDIS that's been used in another project. Let's focus on that. Like, I'm more interested in that sort of shit as opposed to debating whether they're going to split every Doctor or not, because I genuinely think that was a throwaway thing that Russell said. I don't think he's going to make that an official, proper thing in the show, because it would be far too confusing for new audiences, I think, to go back and go, oh, you remember when this happened? There's actually an alternate version, and this is another alternate version of this. I think it would just make it far too complicated, whereas actually the show is trying to go back to basics. It is trying to make it more basic. So having this memory TARDIS as something that's in this story, but also happens to be in Tales of the TARDIS, is something that I would expect more of. So I think they maybe get taken by the sandstorm thing. So I'm maybe appear here. That's why Sheardy's shouting. I'm not sure. And then the other thing was we got a new we got a new, even newer, shot, another trailer, which shows this shot of Ncuti opening the doors in this sequence, right? Now, you can look at it and go, oh, cool. There must be that, so it must be his TARDIS then. But let's have a look at the actual trailer here. Let's have a look at it. So this is the first shot of the trailer, thankfully, so we don't have to skip through much. Now, can you notice anything that I also may be able to notice, right? So, the way light reflects and refracts, right, is not in this sort of way. You could argue that the red is coming from what the Doctor is looking at, right? Because it's reflecting on his face, it's reflecting on the door. Technically, maybe, yeah? But what it would also do is the red would also continue to reflect if the door was closed. What we can see here is that when the door is closed or only partially open, we can see a nice blue colour of the door. No key light reflecting at the door. But what we can actually see is through the windows we can see a red light. We can see a red light that then sort of disappears. We see it sort of disappear, and they've done a really good job of trying to hide it, but not quite good enough. This is very clearly a backdrop. You can see it's a complete... it feels like a still image, right? You can see it. Look at it. Just have a gander at the background. You can kind of feel that is, right? Not to mention, you can see an orange glow over Ncuti's head coming from behind. It's like a backlit shot, right? Similar to the one we saw in that other thing. We've also got the door reflection, right? So if I've got something there, if I had a light here, that's where you'd sort of see... I mean, you can see the light bouncing this way, right? But if I had a coloured light here, that was like... blue. Have I got a coloured light where I can do a little... okay. Fuck it, we're going retro. Hang on. Not that any of you need convincing, right? But if I had that behind me, there, that blue light, that is on top of my head. And if I'm looking up, that's going to come down on my face a little bit, right? But that blue light is not in front of me. That is here, right? If I put my hand up like... oh, you can't really see properly, can you? If I put my hand up like that... if I do that... notice how there's no reflection of the blue there, but when I open the door, there is, because the light's coming from behind. Right? It's the same thing. It's the same effect. If the light was coming from in front, you'd be able to see the blue here, right? but it's not. It's coming from the side. It's reflecting. Even though the light is behind, that reflection is coming from the light, bouncing off the door into the camera. A little science lesson. Not really. Probably slightly patronising. But yeah, that's the idea. Everyone can kind of look at this and think the same thing here that we're talking about. I feel like it's hard to kind of talk about this, right? This is super interesting. Very clearly a green screen background. But they're obviously trying to retroactively edit the trailers that are coming out that to sort of make it look like that was the same TARDIS the whole time and kind of get us to forget that actually the memory TARDIS wasn't there. So what do we think about this? What is the memory TARDIS? Well, the memory TARDIS is something that we saw in Tales of the TARDIS. We saw that they have this sort of version of the TARDIS that may be the Doctor's TARDIS, it may not be the Doctor's TARDIS. That is an amalgamation of all the history of the show. Very 60th anniversary coded. And it sort of gave... The Tales of the TARDIS miniseries, by the way, brilliant. Great idea. It takes this memory TARDIS as a little set. It brings back these well-known characters that we love from actors who are still around, still want to play these characters very briefly, but probably not in a big, grand-scale drama. And bring them back, and they talk about their experience, and they have proper, real character moments after the fact, and it's beautiful. And they talk a little bit about a certain story, a certain memory of theirs, and then we see an edited version of the original classic story. So we get a little bit of a new segment at the beginning, a little bit of a new segment at the end, all takes place in the memory TARDIS, all with different actors and stuff. Let's have a look. Tales of the TARDIS. Let's have a look at what the actual episodes were again, so I can remind myself of who was in who was in what. So we had Earthshock, which was great, and that had the Doctor and Tegan in it. In fact, let's just share our screen. We'll not play any of the audio from it. I don't want to get copyrighted here. But basically, yeah, you can sort of see takes place in the memory TARDIS, and it has the Fifth Doctor and it has Tegan. We're not doing a whole silly de-aging thing with the Doctors. We're just letting them be old and letting them look how they look and having a lovely interaction between them without any horrible CGI nonsense, right? And I love that, right? Whatever the sci-fi reasoning for it is, whether it's bi-generation or whether it was whatever, it's a beautiful way of doing it. You've got the Adric star, they're talking about Adric, you see a cut down version of Earthshock. It's a gorgeous sort of extra filmed segment, which I really, really love. And these are the kind of things I'd love to see on the Blu-rays in the future, but obviously some of these are already out, so it's going to be quite difficult. The Mind Robber, we get Jamie and Zoe meeting again on the TARDIS. Again, a great little thing considering they'd forgotten who the Doctor was, so this is a really interesting way of doing that. Again, gorgeous set. Vengeance on Varos, we've got the Doctor and Perry, the Sixth Doctor and Perry. It's great that Colin Baker's just rocking up in anything bar his Doctor costume. But we get some great stuff here between them in the memory TARDIS. The Three Doctors, personally one of my favourites growing up in sort of the New Who era. We do sort of see a shot of the TARDIS, don't we? Okay, maybe don't play the whole thing, George. That would be good. We see the TARDIS materialise. It is the new exterior, interestingly. And then we sort of CGI into here. And we get Clyde Langer and Joe Jones, which is a great little... just a great little thing in it. It's just fab. Because obviously they met in the Sarah Jane Adventures, you have that sort of level of canon. We haven't seen Clyde Langer since Sarah Jane Adventures, so it's really great seeing him back. Little characters like that, I think it's perfect. It works perfectly, especially for my era of growing up and what I was used to watching. I just loved that. The Time Meddler, Stephen and Vicky, we get a bit of a First Doctor thing going here. But again, beautiful, a really, really nice little reunion between them two, and you feel like they're just giving these characters nice moments without having to fork them into a modern Disney high action, high paced TV show. Letting them have this lovely little peaceful interaction. And then the Seventh Doctor and Ace obviously is just incredible. Look at how brilliant this is. Look how great he is. Look how great she is. It's just fantastic. These specials are genuinely fantastic, but it's the big question, isn't it? How does this tie into season 1? What were they cooking? How did they know? What were they going to do here? What were they going to add in? Yeah, Very interesting stuff, but that's all to be theorised about. Personally, I don't have any theories. I genuinely have no idea. I think the only thing I can think of is the Doctor and Mel are together in the finale on the bike. They get taken by the sandstorm of sorts, and then appear in the memory TARDIS or whatever. But the memory TARDIS has to be important, otherwise they wouldn't be hiding it. Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting stuff. And then we have the whole thing of Sutek, right? Or I don't know how you pronounce his name, but I think that's it, isn't it? So people are theorizing that it is Sutek or whatever, however you pronounce it, the villain from Pyramids of Mars, is the big bad of season 1 of Doctor Who. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I don't know much about Sutek. I know that a lot of people want this to be the case. I know a lot of people have wanted this character to come back. It's one of those ones that people want to see return, absolutely. Do I think we want a returning villain so soon? I don't know. But this would be a really cool one to do if they were to do it. Now, I don't know whether that's the case. I really don't know. But I'm game for it. You know, I think it's a really interesting one. You've got the sands of time and stuff. That's the people are talking about. There's obviously using sand and dust, and he's all about Egypt and like Egyptian whatever. So I haven't actually seen the story. I should probably specify that again. I haven't seen it, but it's a really cool idea. What was the shout here? I reckon either 14 or 15's TARDIS will turn into a memory TARDIS after the split in the giggle. That makes sense. I would actually quite like that to be 14's TARDIS. We know we're going to get some line of dialogue about 14 in the finale. To some degree. He's going to get mentioned, but that's about it. I think Russell jokingly said that in a commentary track today, but it's like he gets mentioned once, basically. I wonder if that is in relation to his TARDIS, because we know there's a TARDIS on Earth, we know it belongs to the Doctor, and he looks after it there. But if we've got another TARDIS appearing in the show again, it's the question of, is that the same TARDIS, or is it a different TARDIS? We don't know. But yeah, I like the idea of it being that. I probably need to watch Pyramids of Mars. I probably need to watch it because it's one that everyone talks about. I think I watched it when I was a kid, but I just can't remember anything about it. So that's another thing. But yeah, it looks pretty good, and I like the idea that it is as well. And a lot of people talking about the monk and all that sort of thing. I don't know. My thinking is with this season is that I am just excited. I'm just excited because there's mystery, there's intrigue, there's things being edited in the trailers, and I am super excited to see what they're going to bring with it. They're definitely keeping the finale villain secret. We've not seen who it is. We just know there's going to be sand involved, so it could be something really low key. In terms of just a general force of nature. It could be the Daleks a lot of people are talking about, hopefully not. Sutek, the meddling monk, a lot of these things have been talked about. And I quite like it, to be honest. I would quite like to see some of that, and I would like to see some returning historical villain that isn't the Daleks, Cybermen, or anything that's returned already in New Who. I'd like to do something new. It's I like the whole idea of, when they brought about the Great Intelligence for Series 7, I don't think it was particularly well done, but I like the fact that they brought the Great Intelligence back into it. They took a villain who was known, but not as massive as the Daleks or Cybermen, right? You have the Daleks, you have the Cybermen. We had Makra appear very briefly in Season 3. They had the Master come back in Series 3. We had Sontarans come back in Series 4. Silurians in Series 5. Series 6. What do we have in Series 6? Did we have anything in Series 6? I don't think we did have anything new in Series 6, did we? Any old villains, I mean. Any old monsters from Doctor Who. I'm thinking maybe not. Series 7 we had the Ice Warriors, of course. Series 8, not a classic villain, but we brought back the Clockwork Robots. Series 9, I can't remember, don't think so. Oh, Zygons I guess was technically Series 7 as well. And then we got Alpha Centauri in Series 10. Alpha Centauri was in Series 10 very briefly in Empress of Mars alongside the Ice Warriors. It fucking flies. And then, Series 11, 12, 13, I don't think we've had a big returning villain for a while, other than the new, obviously, redesign of the Sontarans and the Cybermen, and I guess in the Children Need Special Davros. Oh, Great Intelligence, obviously Series 7. Yeah, there's a load in Series 7. Ice Warriors, Zygons, and Great Intelligence. cool. The snowmen, I guess, were basically the Yeti in a way, but you know, abominable snowmen. It kind of works. Yeah, yeah. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of bringing back a classic villain that we haven't seen redone in New Who yet, because we haven't had that in a few years. We have, the Mavellians and Alpha Centauri in Series 10. But Series 11, 12, 13 hasn't given us any new old villains. We had, obviously, the Toymaker come back very recently for the specials, which I think is really exciting, of course. But I don't think, you know, we're kind of ready for a new one. I can take one. For sure. I just realised as well this trailer is actually not officially released yet. It's actually unlisted, but someone got a link to it. They must have released it accidentally early. They're really fucking up this thing. There's been a couple of times this has happened. It's a bit of a cut down trailer, innit? It's still the changes one. Some just like slight new lines of dialogue here and there. It looks so good though. The quality of that like image is just great. Time. Very good. Just didn't realise that it was unlisted. I was like, oh, have I seen this? I have seen it, yeah. Oh, it says this Friday, does it? I didn't even think about that. That makes complete sense then, yeah. That's funny. They should just make it private instead of unlisted. What are they doing? Very silly. It's how it works for ad reels. You upload them unlisted to your channel and then feed them into the ad reel system. So actually none of these unlisted videos are leaked in that sense. There's another new trailer today with the look. Oh yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I guess then it's not actually, yeah. It's just that you can sort of tell it's like a very rough title. I wish they sort of just at least make it a little bit optimized so it doesn't look like it's completely leaked too early. But yeah, no, I really like this. I really like this stuff. Yeah, super happy about that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the Radio Times covers, so we can have a look at those now. These are incredible. You can't really see one of them properly, so I'll move it along in a minute. But my god, these are so good. Look how good these look. So we've got the weirdly enough not doing episode 3 Boom, which I think is a good choice because I think this advertises the type of show that it is. Right, we've got 2 sort of historical stuff, and then we've got 1 of like the futuristic sort of thing. The opening episode, Space Babies, right? Then we've got the Beatles episode, and then we've got the Bridgerton episode, right? Which I think is kind of funny that they keep mentioning Bridgerton. It makes sense because the episode is kind of around that same sort of vibe, and they're taking a series that is very well known. But this is gorgeous. Like, this is a really great set of covers. I think the actual magazine covers here just look brilliant. It's great to see some proper promo art, and it's also great to see like Radio Times doing like a multi-collector cover thing for Doctor Who. Like, that's just insane. I know it's not completely unheard of, but it's super exciting. It really feels like we're in a really exciting era for Doctor Who at the minute, and yeah, I knew we would be, but this is just it's very nice to see. You know, it's very nice. I can't lie. As a fan, I am adoring it. I am loving it, and I think it's just like yeah, I'm so excited. This is obviously going to be one of the last streams, I think, before the new series starts. We're probably going to do one. Yeah, we will be back next Tuesday. I know we got a day early today. Again, busy tomorrow, so couldn't. But wanted to do a proper one this week. We'll be back next Tuesday, the 7th of May, to talk about all that lovely new Doctor Who goodness. And there's going to be a lot to talk about. I mean, there's already a lot to talk about, and we haven't even covered everything we want from today. But thank you to everyone who's been sticking around for these things. In terms of what my content is going to be for the new series, I've got a couple of videos lined up and planned for the channel. Oh god, yeah, let's talk about that. let's talk about that. I did mention it. Look, I don't mind it. They don't look anything like the Beatles, but I don't mind it. This is a bad photo, though. I just feel like they did a poor job with the editing here. Look, I'm not dissing who. I'm like, I don't want to slag off anyone, right? But compare the Radio Times cover to what we've got here, right? It's just day and night. They've used existing art of the Doctor and Ruby that we've already seen like over a year ago now, and it's not really accurate to the cover, the original cover for the Beatles. They've got them all sort of. We'll talk about the Beatles in just a minute, but at least the positioning is correct. They're supposed to be looking straight at the camera. We've got a photo of Ruby in this costume looking straight at the camera already. That's publicly available, but they didn't use it. It's just, yeah, it's not amazing. I can't lie, you know. Like, the cast who have been picked for the Beatles, I personally prefer to judge on performance and also wait to the episode. My sort of motto is sort of, let's wait and see, right? Because I don't think we should be judging too far in advance with this sort of stuff. Okay, they don't look great, but we did get from Benjamin Cook. We got a photo that he released, which has another photo of the Beatles. And to be honest, okay, right, they don't really look like the Beatles, but like they look quite good here. And I like that. I really like that. I can't knock it, you know. Yeah, I don't think Paul McCartney looks as bad here as he did in the actual cover art. George Harrison, I don't have much of a problem with. I think it's probably the closest. Ringo, he looks different in everyone. He looked different in the first one too, he does to here. I can't tell. And John Lennon, okay, he didn't have the glasses in this period, so that's a kind of historically inaccurate. He doesn't really look too much like John Lennon, but again, it's fine. I don't really care that much. I would kind of have preferred them to pick people who are good at acting and able to perform the characters, as opposed to people who just look like them. Bootleg Beatles is a shout. I actually went to go and see the Bootleg Beatles last week, when this cover was announced initially. So I was kind of thinking then, I was like, oh, I wonder why they couldn't have just got these guys, because these guys are fucking great. What did someone ask there as well? Busy tomorrow, are you secretly sneaking off to Cardiff for a screening? No, I'm not, unfortunately. I'd love to get in that. I completely missed that. And again, it's one of those things like the Cardiff, I think BAFTA Cardiff or whatever, I can't remember what it is. BFI maybe. Yeah, it's fab. It's a great experience for a lot of people. It's not going to happen for me. I live in London and I work 5 days a week, so I'm just not going to be able to get to Cardiff, and I just didn't get a chance at having a look at it anyway, so you never know. But yeah, I think that'll be very exciting. I'm also excited to see what the reviews of the episodes actually are, because the episodes have screened now to the press. I'm kind of interested to see when the embargo is going to lift, because I want to kind of know more about it, but I don't know. We will see. We will see. Before we run out of time, we've got 15 minutes left. I would like to talk about something a little bit exciting. Well, not a little bit. Well, I mean, it's exciting for me, but I'm going to sort of indulge myself a little bit. So today is, as I mentioned earlier, the 11th anniversary of this channel, which is really cool, but also kind of scary at the same time. This channel has come a long way. And, oh yeah, I did see the stuff about the proms. I will hopefully be trying to get a ticket for the proms. That is something I would very much like. So, yes, I will definitely be raving about it on Twitter if I manage to get a ticket to the proms. But yeah, this channel is old now. This channel is old. We've been around for 11 years, and it is very exciting. And we've had our ups and downs. I know a lot of people... I mean, if there's anyone who's new, who's joined in the last sort of year or so, then welcome. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. Because a lot of the people, I presume, will know me more from when I actively made Doctor Who content every week. Hasn't even mentioned about the podcast yet. Man, I'm allowed to talk about the projects that I'm putting effort into, bro. Come on. I will stop live streaming on YouTube before I quit the podcast, I'll tell you that. But, yeah, This channel is old. This channel is old now. There's a lot of old videos which are not on the channel anymore, which I might, at some point, make public again, just secretly and hide them in the background. But this is my first ever video. It says 10 years ago. Am I going to get this completely wrong? Have I actually got my own anniversary wrong? No. 29th of April, 2013. Probably uploaded it at night, which is crazy. Which is why it doesn't say 11 years yet. But this is my first ever video. It's public on the channel. You can go and watch it. It's awful. It's awful. Horrible screen recorder. And it's just me basically talking about how to survive the first night in Minecraft. To be honest, I haven't watched this since I uploaded it because it's been so long and it's too cringe for me to do. But yeah, I'll be posting something on Twitter later as a little sort of thing just to sort of celebrate the years on YouTube that I've had, because it's sort of, it's fun, you know, and it's nice, and it is, you know, I've obviously, again, I've had my sort of ups and downs with this channel in terms of how frequently I've posted content. There's a point where I basically quit altogether. But yeah, that's 11 years today. Crazy, I know. Feels like longer, feels like less time, I don't know. But that is 11 years ago today. Minecraft Episode 1, How to Survive the First Night. It says 10 years, but it is the same date, so it is 11 years. I know how to count. So yeah, happy anniversary me, happy anniversary to this channel. Rest in peace, Ace Creeper, you know. Ace Creeper mentioned, get on that. But, you know, this channel has been a great platform for me, and it's been very kind to me, and you guys have been very kind to me. I just wanted to kind of point out and just say that, yeah, just a huge thank you for however long you guys have been supporting the channel. Whether you've just been listening today, or whether you've been listening for the last year, or whether you've been watching for 3 years, 4 years, fucking hell, 11 years, probably not. But however long you've been around on this channel, I really appreciate it. You know, you've given me a platform to talk about stuff that I love, which is Doctor Who for the most part. You know, I was able to sit in front of a camera, a really shit camera, and waffle nonsense about Doctor Who that no one really should want to listen to because it's not even scripted. And done some fantastic, exciting events that I've been so proud of, and projects that I've been so delighted to have worked on. And we continue. We do continue, and I sort of, that's part of this whole thing, is celebrating what came before and then pushing what comes next. You know, I've done a lot of content over the years, but we'll still keep talking about Doctor Who. We'll still have another podcast. I've done plenty, but this time this one is to stay. I promise you that one. You know, that's the future of it. You know, there was a point in time where I was like, I'm probably not going to go back to YouTube, and here I am doing basically weekly Doctor Who live streams, doing Doctor Who videos again. There are more in the works. I actually wrote a script the other day, a 2,000-word script, just in like an hour, for a retrospective review of the Star Beast, because I'm aware I haven't covered it on the channel. So I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to have a proper written, scripted review of it. So that'll be coming hopefully soon. And yeah, we've got that, more content coming on here, more videos coming on here, more live streams, hopefully weekly, alongside the new series of the WHO Bulletin. Continuous Twitch streams as long as I still enjoy playing video games, and then obviously more podcast stuff as well. So that's like super exciting in the future. And then you look back and you see a lot of old content. What is your favourite video that you've ever done? I don't have a favourite. Like, it's mad for me because there's so many. So many. For me, probably the most exciting project I've done, not so much a video, but the project is World Enough and Time Noir, or Genesis of the Cybermen. This whole project was so exciting to work on, just as a creative thing. And I got to work with Peter Miles and, oh my god, the Chenery VFX guy. He's great. They're both fantastic, and I got to work with them on that, and it was a really great project to work on, and I just loved it. I just love it, and I would love to do something else like that. I have got an idea to do another noir project, but I just haven't had the balls to go near it yet, so we'll see. What's your most viewed video to this date? Oh god. Yeah, that's no surprise though, because it was like the only main upload of it. and then that one, which is fair enough. The Complete History of the Doctor is one that I probably would want to revisit, but I just don't know. Oh, I did fucking deep fake for that. I didn't realise. This is a good video, but I'd probably redo this at some point if I had a little bit of Wild Noir Yonder. Don't give it away. That's exactly what I was thinking, but I don't want to. Well, maybe at some point. I don't know. But yeah, the TARDIS interiors, worst to best, and then all the Doctor Who music ones, obviously. Daleks designs, Sonic's creature designs, all the sort of ranking ones did the best, really. And then, of course, Percy the fucking Cat. That was one that was very well renowned. Most viewed video with my fucking face in it is that one, which is crazy because I've got a real scared sort of like deer in the headlights look in that fucking thumbnail. It's quite freaky. But I guess people were excited to see the opinions. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Ah, man, Fugitive of the Jadoon as well. That was a big one. Now the music ones haven't been claimed, and I've always sort of put this. I wanted to make this clear as well for those who were watching those and all that sort of thing. It's very cheeky of me just to post it on the channel, but I wanted to make it clear that I'm not making any money off it. I purposefully kept them very much demonetized, and I want them out there so people can very easily listen to them in a nice format. But if the BBC come and get in touch and are like, take this down, then I'll take it down very, very quickly. I don't care about how many views it's got or anything like that. It was very much as a case of me going, these are great. I'm already cutting down these tracks so I can download them and put them on my Spotify so I can listen to them when I'm out and about. So I may as well just put them on YouTube as well with a nice little cover background. So yeah, I wanted to make that pretty clear. Filming news videos are the best. I did love doing filming stuff, but I just got I just kind of spoiled it for me a little bit, and I felt like there's just a point where I just had nothing to talk about really. So I was just like, this is a bit shit. But yeah, I don't know. Filming news. What have we got? Old filming news. I think most of it I've probably removed by now, to be honest. And a lot of the filming news stuff came out. This is the whole thing, I've kind of got rid of a lot of stuff. But Doctor Who, lockdown Doctor Who was probably just after Timeless Children, wasn't it? Just after this, I remember I did my interview with Nick Briggs, and then went into lockdown. So all of this was all lockdown era stuff. Yeah, because I was sat at home. Very funny. When did I get a good camera? When did the good camera come in? Is that here? No? That had a good camera, I think, this interview. Oh yeah, that's a nicer camera. Not a very good setup though. Come on, George. Look at this lovely lighting. You learned eventually how to light your fucking videos. Yeah, I'll probably go back and find some stuff. Again, in the Discord server, if you join the Discord server, and please do join it. I'll probably open it up. I did ask a little while ago, but just given the date and given that it's the anniversary of the channel, I will put it in there again and be like, please give me videos that you remember watching from way back when that you'd like to see back on the channel, and I'll be happy to make them public again. There's a lot of stuff that I want to sort of go back through and fix up, so yeah, I can do that. I'm more than happy to do that. But there's some great old ones in there, and there's some ones I'm really proud of, and I love. And again, we'll be talking about this sort of stuff on Twitter and all that sort of thing. But I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who supported this channel. I really do mean it. You guys have been fucking incredible. And for the ups and downs of this channel, I know it's not for everyone how it is at the minute. You know, a lot of people. I know my channel was the biggest when I was talking about like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, and I was uploading 3 times a week. But that's what uni does to you. You have the time to do that. For me, I sort of wanted to sort of move on, and I'm not bothered about how many people sort of stop watching. I'd love people to carry on watching, and I really appreciate all you guys sticking around and watching the stuff that I put out now, watching now, live, commenting, interacting. It's amazing, and I love talking about Doctor Who. I love talking to fellow Doctor Who community members and having really positive, fun, daft interactions. It is so validating, and it's so fun. As someone who always kind of loved the idea of just posting stuff online, you've given me a platform for me to be able to have that and to be able to talk about something that I love and work with some brilliant people. There's a lot of people and collaborators and other YouTubers that I would never have worked with if I hadn't grown to a good point with a good audience. I would never have been invited to the Doctor Who set. I would never have been invited to the Doctor Who Series 11 premiere. A lot of things I'm very, very grateful for, and not down to the BBC for inviting me, but for people who have supported this channel for a long, long period of time, people who have just been there and just are constantly interested and constantly cracking jokes, begging me to eat pork pies on stream. Like, it is so appreciative of that. There are people here that support the content that I make. And it's not all about me. It's about the show. It's about Doctor Who. It's about the kind of thing, yeah. I'm not expecting everyone who is watching these Doctor Who live streams to support every episode of my podcast every week. I know I talk about it because I'm excited about it, and I'm proud of it, and I want to sort of advertise it. Of course I do. But I don't expect everyone to click onto that and like it. But whoever does, I really, really appreciate it. Whether you just watch the Doctor Who streams, whether you come over to Twitch, whether you watch the podcast or not, I just appreciate it. Any interaction with anything that I make creatively is always, always appreciated. You've given me a platform, and I will be forever thankful and grateful for all of that. Mark asks, what's a pork pie? It's a bit of pastry with some pork in it and some gelatin. It's good seeing a Doctor Who fan not shit and complain on the show all the time. Yeah, it's fun. I think is I do criticise it. I didn't used to. I used to be very like positive. And I do believe in positivity. I do believe in optimism. I think the Doctor Who as a show is a very optimistic show. I don't think I want to sit here and slag it off. But sometimes you criticise it, and sometimes you have to be retrospective, and sometimes you have to do that. But listen to a podcast then. Fuck, goddamn terminology. You know what I meant, for fuck's sake. But yeah. No, but yeah, I'm very, very grateful, and thank you very much for that. We're going to wrap up here, and go over to Twitch now. So we're going to do that. For those who are new here, who aren't aware of what we do on these live streams, we do stream for an hour. It's usually on a Tuesday. We're good doing a Monday today because we're living life on the wild side. But immediately after we finish the live streams over on YouTube, we head over to Twitch and we play some video games. It's pretty much exactly the same stream, pretty much exactly the same setup, and I'm still happy to answer Doctor Who questions. You just head over to a different platform and you can chat over there. If you don't want to join, that's perfectly understandable. Today we're going to be playing Fortnite, I think. Christ. A game that a lot of people love and I'm not very good at, but yeah, I love that. That's the fun bit. So we'll be going over there now. But yeah, I thought I'd just advertise once again all the sort of stuff we've got going on here, as always. Discord server has been linked in the chat, obviously up there. Join that if you want to stay up to date with all the content we put out. Obviously, we stream here mostly every Tuesday, sometimes not, but mostly every Tuesday here on YouTube, doing the Who Bulletin, talking about the latest and greatest Doctor Who news and reviews. Then go over to Twitch until about 10 o'clock-ish in the evenings to play some video games over on there and chat to you guys about whatever you want to chat about, ask anything you want to ask. And then every Thursday we have a brand new podcast episode. We have a podcast called Nostalgia Bit. Ha ha ha, oh my god, you've got a podcast, Judge? Yes, I've got a podcast, and I'm going to keep going on about it. We've got 11 episodes on there now, and we've got some exciting special Star Wars treats for the podcast coming out this week, because this weekend is May 4th, Star Wars Day, so we've got 2 Star Wars themed episodes coming out this week. 2 in 1 week. And you question why I talk about it and advertise it on here. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, all that sort of thing. I got rid of the QR code because I thought it was a bit shit, to be honest, Dr. Master, but yes, you can go and check that out. I will put a link in the chat for you now, so you can check that out if you want to. Give us a follow, have a listen if you fancy, but yeah, give us a follow and a good rating. I'll love you for life. And yeah, and sometimes we do post new videos on here. There hasn't been any for the last couple of weeks, but there will be some more coming very soon. I have got in the pipeline, again, that sort of retrospective Star Beast review. and there'll be a Star Wars thing, which is part of Nostalgia Bit, but that'll be coming to YouTube as well on the weekend, so that'll be its own video and like a brand new thing, so I'm very excited about that. So yeah, keep your eye out on that, but in the meantime, yes, we're going to be heading over to twitch.tv/GBSheard to play some video games. Tonight it's going to be Fortnite, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your politics. I'm not very good at it, but it is a lot of fun, so come and join. Come and take the piss out of me for being shit at video games. Come and have a laugh at me, I don't care. Come and join. We're going to be heading over there pretty much as soon as this stream ends, so check it out. Get over there, drop me a follow, make an account, whatever, get ready, and you can ask me as many questions as you want, Doctor Who or otherwise, over on Twitch as we play Fortnite. See you all in a minute, and for the Who Bulletin, we'll see you probably next Tuesday. Bye-bye.